at the 20s. You're at the very beginning of your financial journey. You're just starting out. You have your whole life ahead of you, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy, because a lot of 20-year-olds, when they're just starting out, the reality in this world today is there's a really good chance that you have a bunch of student loan debt, or at least a bunch of debt on your balance sheet.
So debt's an issue, but also, let's face it, when you're in your 20s, you're not like in peak earning years. So you also have limited cash flow, meaning you have to make the little coming in go a long ways. And here we are trying to also tell you to invest. How do you make all that happen?
And then remember, you have been in your parents' household. You've been in college. You likely now have your very first big person job. And so there is this temptation that, hey, I'm on my own. I want to go out and buy those fancy cars and take those fancy trips and have those nice clothes, when you haven't yet put in the work to build up a safety net to allow you to make those sorts of decisions. So you're already naturally further out on the risk spectrum.
So those are the challenges. Now let's talk about the goals. So how these things all intersect with each other is, how do you get your feet under you? How do you actually start getting traction with your financial life?
Yeah, you have to know where you are. You have to know where your money is going. And you need to have some sort of plan, even if it's simple. It does not have to be complex. It does not have to be complicated. But if you can at least have a plan in place, it will automatically put you far out ahead of your peers.
The next thing, look, make the most of your time. You are a billionaire of time. Let's actually turn that into something.
Okay, so what should your financial plan look like in your 20s? When you're thinking about how to craft this simple, not overly complex plan, what should it look like? Well, there are two areas we think you ought to focus on. The first is your cash flow and your spending, and the second is that what you do with your savings and your investments. Let's talk, Brian, about the cash flow first.
Yeah, this is what's the first ingredient to wealth building? It's discipline.
Right.
So you have to first conquer, can you live on less than you make?
And then as you're doing that, the way, the tool, the mechanism that's going to allow you to do that is actually making a budget. And a lot of people, unfortunately, when you come out of primary school, or maybe when you come even out of college, no one's taught you how to do this. How do I line up all of the expenses I'm going to have in a month and figure out, okay, where should my dollars go? And how can I make sure there's some left over? There's some at the very beginning that goes for my future self, not just my today self. That process right there is what is budgeting.
As you come out of primary school, tell me you have kids your age. The other one is, of course, eliminating consumer debt. Bo, you alluded to this earlier. When you come out of school, you have all this temptation that the bridge to cover your lack of income is usually debt, because it seems like the perfect solution, but it actually, that consumer debt is a trap.
So once you can figure these things out, once you get out of the debt, once you live on less than you make, once you have that budget, you're going to have some margin. And then the question becomes, okay, well, what do I do with that margin? Well, we want you to get that money working for you. Get whatever dollars you can get working for you. Even if it's only $20 a month, $30 a month, a little bit can go a long way, especially early on in your financial journey.
Here's something to help get you motivated, the Wealth Multiplier. If you go to our website, moneyguy.com/resources, you can download and actually see what's your actual wealth multiplier. But here's the cold, hard facts that you need to understand. For a 20-year-old, every dollar has the potential to become $88. But this is the cruel part of it. Remember, this is why I say when you're a billionaire of time, make something happen. For a 30-year-old, that same dollar now is $23 or 23 times by retirement. But you see that that's a fourfold reduction from where it was at 20. For a 40-year-old, it's only 7 times multiplier.
That's right.
It means it is 10 times harder for a person who starts at 40 versus the person who starts at 20.
Right.
Guys, get motivated and understand the power of your time with the wealth multiplier.
And so a lot of 20-year-olds say, okay, guys, I get it. I want to invest. I want to do this, but where? I just need to know the next first step I should take. If you're at this decade, if you're at this stage, consider just doing something as simple as opening up a Roth IRA. Roth IRAs are great savings vehicles because it allows you don't get any tax benefit today for putting money into it, but if you put money in, it will grow, and when you go to pull it out in retirement, it will be completely tax-free. So if all you can do is open up a Roth IRA and start putting in $20 a month, $50 a month, $100 a month, you will be amazed at how quickly those dollars can build up, but you have to do something. The absolute best time to start saving was yesterday, so that means the second best time would be today.
And we love Roth because they're tax-free. If you want to stick it to the man legally, Roth is the account structure that's going to allow that to happen.